Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC.
Hello and welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee. This is our 6th of 7th game, the last of the men's variety here on Conference Floor B. That's Walt Verber. I am Matt Kibbe. We have a good one here. The number 2 team in the nation, the Georgetown Tigers, are going up against Tennessee Wesleyan here in this final men's game here on Conference Floor B. And Walt, number 2 team in the nation, they are going to be dealing with a test that presented by Tennessee Wesleyan.
Georgetown is a 5-headed monster. They have 5 double-figure scores and 2 more that are scaring it awful much, just a skosh under 10 points per ball game, so they can hit you with a lot of different people. And Tennessee Wesleyan, well, you always got a puncher's chance, but they are 2-4 on the year. They're 0-2 at home. They are, however, 2-1 away from home and 0-1 on neutral courts. Ty Hurst leading Tennessee Wesleyan at 14 points per game. And right in the vicinity of him is Ahmad Young, who is at 14.3 per ball game. But you never know. That's why you don't play them on paper.
Yep.
And I am excited. I've never seen Tennessee Wesleyan play in anything, so it'll be the first time that I've got to see them. And Georgetown, you know, I like excellence. You want to see teams that are really good. Georgetown is really good. And we'll see how this transpires.
Wesleyan, known as the Bulldogs, Georgetown is the Tigers. Our officiating crew we had here earlier today, if you remember back a little bit ago, it was the high-scoring affair between the Cumberlands and Ava Marie with Mike Cash, Tyson Skidgy, and Ruben Davella. And Mike Cash came up and did an interview with us during halftime.
We saw that, and your interview precipitated 3 that he did afterwards. He said, "My gosh, that's great."
Now, we haven't done an interview since. That was our only one today, but we did get an in-game official to do an interview at halftime. Georgetown going to start off with the hook and lay it in. That is Andres Burney. He is known for his hook shot, and he showed it there.
We talked about him early, the leading scorer at 14.5 points per ball game. That thing, from what I saw at least the first time, is going to be not easy to stop.
Jay Reed, the starter for Tennessee Wesleyan. They are wearing the home whites. They are considered the home team today. Georgetown again on the side rim falls for Burney. They're wearing the white with the blue. Bulldog on the front, blue numbers on the back. Georgetown, of course, in the black jerseys with the orange piping. Easy numbers to read for us here in the booth.
I think that is a good-looking uniform, too.
Yeah, this is an all-time uniform matchup here. Yeah. Ty Hurst with the ball.
I like the Wesleyan uniform.
Giving it up for Reed. Reed, long stretch pass is going to be going off of Charles Neverdon, and
a little bit too much juice on that one.
Burney's got all 4 points in this game. He's going to be down low. The matchup is going to be persistent between him and Manny Coronado, who his actual name is Armando, but they say call him Manny.
Okay, well, Manny's good. And if it's not bad enough them killing on the inside, Darian Lewis blows one from way outside.
He's the 6-foot-tall junior from Glasgow, Kentucky.
Extra point good. 7-0.
Apologize, from Louisville, Kentucky. Rebound stays down low, back over to Hurst. One of those adjustments here as we're 2 minutes in. Our prep for 30 different teams. So you have to use the first couple minutes to kind of readjust yourself to some new names.
I'm seeing those. It took a week to prepare.
Yeah.
and I killed a pretty good-sized tree in sheets that were printed out.
Spent more money than I'd like to admit on printing these at Office Depot.
Yeah.
Shout out Office Depot if you want to sponsor, make it a little bit cheaper for us here.
I thought my printer in my home office was going to blow up. My wife was really surprised it didn't.
Down low here with Coronado, and then a hook shot laid in by Armari Young.
First points of the night for Tennessee Wesleyan.
They got 4 from Young. That's another 3 for Darian Lewis.
Well, he is 2 for 3. Oh, pardon me. He is 2 for 2, both 3-point shots, leading scorer in the ballgame.
Back out to Ty Hurst. His 3, no good, but there was a foul that was called on Dre Boyd. And it's going to be 3 shots here for Ty Hurst. We said this last game. There have been an uptick in fouls on 3-point shooters that you don't normally see in the college game.
They have been told that they have to defend the 3-point line, or when you defend it, those things are going to happen. Ty Hurst is a senior, 6'5", 164 pounds, out of Knoxville, Tennessee, one of my favorite towns.
Got to get there.
It's wonderful. I have vacationed in Gatlinburg or the Gatlinburg area for over 30 years.
Yep.
I'm more of a Gatlinburg guy, and we like the restaurants. And
I would agree with you.
I like to go in the mountains and
Pigeon Forge is a little bit more touristy, right?
Let my cell phone not ring.
There you go.
But it is an outstanding area, and we'll be honest, we have given some serious thoughts to retiring down in that area or possibly this area. I've loved Kingsport the last 2 years. Yes.
Tennessee, a great place to retire, honestly. Back out, kicked out for Jeremy and Spikes. He hits from 3, and it is a 13-5 game. 3-pointers aplenty for Georgetown.
They're getting good looks. 6 for Lewis, 4 for Bernie, 3 for Spikes. And a young man from Knoxville, good drive.
Here's some inside baseball for the folks at home. The weird thing with using Georgetown's site, Tennessee Wesleyan is the home team today, so it's showing things separately. It's really odd. Earlier we had an SID listening in, and actually he went into the back end of the site and fixed it so that everything was on the right side for us in the live stats.
I have to cross my brain sideways in order to read it, but it's there.
Georgetown logo is on the right side, but the name is Tennessee Wesleyan, but all the players are from Georgetown, and Georgetown's name is on the left with Tennessee Wesleyan's players. So that's the difference.
And we have people that are listening to us and watching us and also have the live stats. The true fans actually have them all up there.
I can only imagine. Maybe I should go to the Tennessee Wesleyan site, get everything the right way, but the Georgetown site was the one that pulled up a little bit faster. There's a kiss off the glass and in. That is Lewis for 2.
Wesleyan is kind of holding in the ballpark. 15-7.
Ty Hurst with it. Hurst pulls up off the front of the rim and then off the backboard. It's going to be given to Georgetown here.
Well, I like the way Hurst plays. He's fired up and plays hard.
You know, the cool thing about this tournament, Walt, is you can look down or around the floor, and there's still games tomorrow, so the teams that have already played are out here watching this game, scouting for tomorrow.
Yeah, you know, that they are scouting, no doubt about that, as Hurst gets popped there. But if you play this game and you love this game, and you have to put in the work a college basketball player does, and there's good basketball around, and all you got to do is leave your locker room and come back out and watch, they're going to do it every time, especially when you get a chance to watch the number 2 team in the country.
That's what we are lucky enough to see today, and Tennessee Wesleyan looking to keep this game within reach. It started out with a lot of 3-pointers for Georgetown, but it's only a 5 or 6 point game right now.
Jay Reed gets that one. So you have had 3 different Tennessee Wesleyan players score.
Down low, kick back out. Looking for an opening are the Tigers. They'll go up. It's a foul that's going to be called. Looks like this one's going to be on Zaleen Callahan.
And I tell you who I want to give kudos to before I forget about it today. We're getting these great numbers because on Court B, Colin Dixon is working hard, and David Hose is over on Court A. They are 2 of the 3 sports information directors at Oakland City University, and they both are my boss. So I'm going to be nice. And it's not easy to score these games, and their eyes have to be bleary.
Well, both of them also, to point out if the rebound comes to Tennessee Wesleyan, usually you have a spotter with you as an SID.
They're both doing it without.
They are solo, and Colin, for one, that's the only one I've gotten to experience, has been on it. This is some of the best stat keeping that I've ever had as a broadcaster.
And he helps me out. He's directed a few of my broadcasts. And he is also, I want to pat him on the back, he is one of the best college tennis coaches in the country. Oakland City's tennis programs are in the top 15 annually in the NAIA, and he's got a big class coming in. As there's a timeout on the floor, we got some blood, and you got to make sure you get that taken care of. And you talked about this last night. This is not a prototypical hardwood. I happen to like it.
Yeah.
And you got to be a little more careful when you get the blood out of it. But after our conversation last night about this, we talked about the lady and the accident that she had, and from what I heard, she's doing well.
She is doing well, yeah.
Which is very good. But I walked it, and I've got old man knees, and when I walked it, it does have more give than a regular hardwood floor would have. So I'm in favor of it, and the Kingston folks, the tourism folks in here at the resort, I think made a wise choice in doing what they did. But we cannot, we've had stoppages in play, and we have had a few of these, but they're looking at the blood, and rightly so.
So with it being the blood, they need the alcohol or bleach to clean it up. They can't just wipe it away with a towel. They got to do it right in case somebody falls on it, of course. So got to do the proper cleaning. Looks like one of the officials, I believe that is Ruben Devella, who is one of the officials here with us.
He would be a good house cleaner. I would not do it that good. My wife would have me cleaning the kitchen floor if I did it. But he's getting that wiped up, and you can't play. There is HIV, the illness, followed by COVID, has made it to where we take precautions that a number of years ago we never thought about taking.
Yeah,
in my playing days, you rub some dirt in it, you get into the game, and if you get some on, you wipe it off and go on. But we weren't very bright back in those days, and honestly didn't know any better. And now that we have learned over the years, I'm happy to take a little extra time to get it done and make sure we don't get anybody hurt or ill.
Yeah, the precautions have been good, at least some of the ones that have stuck around from the COVID day and age. That one is back up, and there's a foul call. It's going to be 2 shots coming at the line here for Jay Reed.
We thought about the running away and hiding. Wesleyan is actually moving closer.
Yeah, it is 15-9.
Back to 5.
That is Jay Reed who found the bucket there.
3 scores for Tennessee Wesleyan. Young with 4. Reed and Hurst with 3 each. And Reed now goes up to the top of the class with Young.
2 for 2. 15-11. Georgetown holds the lead here with 13:25 left to go here in the first half of play.
We got a little game here.
We do.
2-3 zone by Wesleyan.
Corner three hits back, almost ricocheted all the way back out to Jaquaris Franklin. Ty Hurst going to drive, pulls up off the glass, and after hitting the rim and goes out. Another slip on the floor. Got to watch out for those spots that are a little slippery. You know, we talked about the floor earlier as Jereben Spikes has it go out, but it's going to stay with Georgetown. It's a synthetic floor. I think that's the thing that we really have to kind of nail in the coffin, is that it's the synthetic floor, not the hardwood that these teams are so used to playing on in their home gyms.
And it's good. From what I understand, it's going to be a lot of the wave of the future.
Yeah.
It's cutting edge stuff.
It's very high quality material. Each panel weighs about 40 to 60 pounds depending on where it's at. But the reason they go with the synthetic, one, it lasts longer and it doesn't have as much wear and tear, but also it's a little bit softer. So that's why you see players slip a little bit on it, because it doesn't have as much traction maybe as you would expect on the hardwood. But that synthetic is a little bit nicer on the knees. There's a nice run and lay-in by Amari Young.
Hey, it's a 2-point game.
It is.
Against the second-ranked team in the country. How about Tennessee Wesleyan?
Unranked 2-4 on the year, 1-3 in conference play. We're only able to play one non-conference game. That one rolls in, makes it a 4-point game. Sorry, 2 non-conference games.
That is the answer, but can you imagine the shockwaves that could come out if Wesleyan could get a win here?
It would disturb a lot of the rankings. And, you know, I was talking to Coach Chris Briggs before the game, and I asked him about being number 2 in the country, and he said, you know what? Yeah, we're paying attention. Every team that's in the rankings paying attention. But when we're this high up, it means we have a target on our back.
Oh, yeah.
And that is the example that we are seeing here today with Tennessee Wesleyan.
Well, I've been on poll boards for a number of years, and I've had a number of people say the amount of respect they have for the people on the boards. And, you know, and they're right in some ways. You can't see everybody. You only know who you see, and you try to get as much information as you can. But the Georgetown's a team that they passed the eye test. There's no doubt about that. You know they are very good.
10-0 on the year. That one was a foul and one here for Jay Reed. But the coaches are the ones that make up the top 25 poll. Completes the and one to Jay Reed, and it is back to a 1-point game now. But that's what the show is so important for, is a lot of the voters on that committee are here and can actually physically put eyes on each of these teams. Georgetown has a 1-point lead. Tennessee Wesleyan's defense has been pesty. Jump in, and one falls, and it is Darian Lewis who is heading to the line.
That was a much needed bucket for Georgetown College. And a chance for an old-fashioned 3-point play here.
Amari Young was the one charged with the foul. And the 3-point play is good. Back to a 4-point lead for Georgetown. Darian Lewis been all over the floor.
9 points for him. He's done his job. Only 3 scores for Georgetown.
That one is turned over by Tennessee Wesleyan. We haven't seen a whole lot of turnovers in this game. That's just the second one.
It's been a well-played game.
Fakes the 3, does Gavin Stevens, then the 3 is taken. This one's good from Tay Dozier.
Late banking hours there, literally, tonight. As Dozier gets his first 3.
Just crossed over the bottom of the 7 o'clock hour here in Kingsport, Tennessee.
All of a sudden, it went from a 1 to a 7-point lead. That was fast.
What a shot there that just can't fall for Amari Young. Georgetown gets it back. Quick movement. Busting for a 3. Gavin Stevens hits it off the backboard and then gives it right back down low. He goes from the 3-point line down into the paint, gets a 2-pointer. That's a good move by Gavin Stevens.
Now, run there takes Tennessee Wesleyan to a timeout. So you kind of poke the bear, so to speak, or the tiger. And you got what you get when you do that.
Got it down to a 1-point lead, and Georgetown goes on a 8-0 run to get it back up to a 9-point lead here.
9 of 15 for 60% for Georgetown. 6 of 12, not bad for Tennessee Wesleyan in this. And Georgetown's only shot one free throw, and they have hit it. Tennessee Wesleyan 4 of 6, 66.7%. But I have a utmost respect for how Tennessee Wesleyan has battled Georgetown College here early.
Just want to point out 2 top 25 teams, or 2 top 10 teams went down today in NCAA football. Syracuse took down Miami.
It's been weird
Go
out
Orange.
there. It's
Go
been weird.
Orange. I say that as an alum.
Oh, yeah.
I've been scoreboard watching that one, too, as we get back underway here. Tennessee Wesleyan trying to get back into this game, trailing by 9. They'll go into the middle. That's a hard push and no foul called. Ball still loose, picked up by Georgetown, as it was Jay Reed looking for it. Now another 3 from the quarter. Scotty Browning hits one. It's just off the mark, and Tennessee Wesleyan breakout play here for Amari Young. Gives it up, goes over to Jones. Jones tries to get it up. Rebound, self-put up by Caden Hardrick, and that's a nice putback for Hardrick, the junior from Deltona, Florida.
Back to a 7-point game. You saw in the last, what I saw from Georgetown, perfect spacing, quick, crisp passes, working inside out as they're doing now. That's why they get a lot of good looks.
That one was a little bit more contested than maybe originally thought for Gavin Stevens. It's off the mark. Tennessee Wesleyan will bring it back down the court here with Amari Young. Young settles things, walking right on the timeline, and now we'll look to bring it in. He'll drive basket, looking for the pick and roll, kicks back out, lefty 3, bank shot, no, off the mark for Hampton, and then on the floor going out. That's going to be a turnover and given back to Georgetown here. Foul is actually going to be assessed to Jay Reed.
A very businessman's approach to Georgetown.
Jay Reed's first foul of the game.
Been a cleanly played first half.
Yeah. That shot up in the air off the mark. Ty Hurst puts it up in the air, gives it volleyed to himself, and then brings it back over. Hurst for 3. Hurst, good!
Like the way he plays. He's a leader on the court. And I like that headband he's got.
4-point game here, Walt.
It's, you know, this is, you knew it was going to be interesting, but very impressed with Wesleyan. But whenever that happens and it gets close, you have the answer.
Jaquez Franklin hits the answer 3. Hurst with it again, pulls up mid-range from the elbow. That one is off the mark, but a foul will be called.
6 players who scored now for Georgetown College. Darian Lewis leading away with 9. 7 points for Jay Reed for Tennessee Wesleyan.
Hurst at the line for 2 here. Makes the first.
Hurst, 2 of 4 at the free throw line, 2 of 4 at the field, and has hit a tray. 7 points, co-leading scorer for Tennessee Wesleyan. Boy, he'd like to have both those back.
Misses the second. 4-point game. Trying to get it down low are the Tigers. They do, and there's a nice play, nice move from Edgen Bladen.
Very systematic. And the answer under the bucket. His first 2. Now 7 have scored for Georgetown.
Young with it. He's slowly running the point here. Gets it over to Lovehorn and back over to Young. Young steps back beyond the arc. 5 seconds left to shoot. He pulls up from 3. That one hits off the back of the rim. Stays with Wesleyan, and almost a slip and slide for LeVore. Gives it over to Hampton. Hampton has Young driving. Young goes up, gets fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
Kind of looked like me on skates with that. But Tennessee Wesleyan is going to have a chance at the free throw line, as Georgetown has they're 1 of 1. Wesleyan 5 of 8, 62.5%. Man, this has been a well-played game. Only 2 turnovers in the first half for Wesleyan. Only 1 for Georgetown.
I do want to point out that foul, even though it was a shooting foul, it did put Wesleyan into the bonus here.
If they're going to stay in this, they can't miss any free throws.
Yeah, down by 7 here. Turnover. Long stretch up to Hampton. He goes up, lays it in. It's good. Down to a 5-point game.
They're getting confidence.
It's Hampton's first bucket. Browning had it. They'll go around the horn here. Dozier with it. Spinorama for the shot and spins out of the basket. Hurst will bring it up for Wesleyan. He'll drive, puts on the spin move, kicks it out for 3. Hendrick goes over. It's a little bit too much on it. Georgetown gets it back. Would have been nice to have, make it a 2-point game. Instead, it remains 5. Deep 3 here for Georgetown, and it's good for Jaquaris Franklin.
You can't give them any extra chances, as that is a tray for him and gives him 6 points on the evening. 2 for 3 behind the arc.
Puts it back out to an 8-point lead. 3 ball off the mark, looking for a rebound, can't get it for Lovehorn. And now Georgetown goes quickly to the dish, and it's just off the mark. Rebound is ate up by Lovehorn. A little double team pressure here, and no foul called on the drip, and this is going to be a timeout called by Amari Young to keep possession, and it will be taken as a 30. Amari Young is having a conversation with the official about where the foul might have been.
I think that was the paraphrase version.
Yeah, the PG version.
But it is a timeout, and Tennessee Wesleyan coach using this as a teaching opportunity. But Tennessee Wesleyan came into this game with a plan, and they have executed that. But you see the firepower that Georgetown College has, and if you miss cue on anything, they can score bang, bang, bang. And it was a 1-point game, and it seems like 2 seconds later it's an 8-point game.
You're exactly right. It goes back and forth, but Wesleyan just can't seem to overcome when they get within 4 or 5.
Well, it seems like when they do, the thing that really impresses me about Georgetown is if you make a mistake, they always make you pay.
Hurst got it down low. Wesleyan got it within 1 before Georgetown went on a run to get it back up to 9, and now it's at 8. That 3 was challenged and contested for Lovehorn, and he missed the shot.
Now you hit this can go into a double-digit contest.
Move put on by Spikes. Down baseline drive, looking for the reverse. It's knocked down, stays with Browning, and he will reset here. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. 3 ball from Stevens. Stevens hits the rim, it bounces out, and there's an over the back going to be called here on John Bladen.
Bladen was up and breached the rule of verticality. You got to go straight up, and when you go across the body like that, they're going to catch you every time.
Remember, I mentioned that put the last foul put Wesleyan in the bonus, so we're shooting 1-1 here.
%60 for Wesleyan, 6 of 10.
Runyon is at the line here.
Runyon just missed his first free throw. Limited sample. He was 4 for 4.
It's on the 1-and-1 too, so possession goes right back to Georgetown, and there's another foul drawn, and it's given to Jay Reed as DeBaron Spikes was going up.
They have not been to the charity line but one time.
Which is crazy if you kind of think about it, right?
Two for 2. But what a well-played first half. Only 2 turnovers by both teams.
Back up to 9. Chance to make it 10 here.
Georgetown has out rebounded Tennessee Wesleyan 17-14.
That one's good for Spikes, makes it 35-25. Wesleyan has to push here. It's a team that likes to rotate guys in. They'll typically play 10 to 11 a game. I think we've seen that here today so far. That's a deep 3 off the mark. Hurst, though, gets the rebound down low, puts it back up, too much on it. Rebound Georgetown and just launched down the court for Franklin. He'll go up with the left, and it's in.
Well, he leaked away and got an easy left-handed layup there. It puts the lead up to 12.
Reed with it, now back up for Hurst. Hurst pump fakes, drives, goes to the basket. It's wadded away. That was Bernie who got in the way of it, and then another long stretch and slam down by Jabrani Spikes.
That was with emphasis. Biggest lead of the contest for Georgetown.
Foul called on Spikes here for the reach-in. That's his first foul of the game. 4:25 left to go here in the first half of play.
But I can see why Georgetown has had the year that they're having. You see the explosiveness that they have.
Ty Runyon at the line here again.
You look at the year, they've hit 52% to their opponents' 43%. And down the line in all statistical categories, it is domination.
Back over. Another lay-in there, an easy one for Bernie, and Wesleyan has it back. It's a 41-26 game here with 4 minutes left to go in the first half of play.
Bernie with 6 points. A lot of balance on Georgetown. Spikes having a heck of a night. 4 of 5 from the field. Shot 1 3-pointer and hit it, and 2 for 2 at the free throw line. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 11 points. They got so many weapons.
There's a reason they're the number 10 team in the country. Part of the Mid-South Conference. They've won all 10 games so far. They'll take on St. Francis tomorrow in a highly touted matchup. St. Francis currently receiving votes in the polls. Wesleyan takes on Cumberland,
that would
Tennessee.
Be our final game of the day tomorrow.
It will, yes. Yeah. So he should be able to go out with a bang. Another one knocked down. Going on with it, Jay Reed goes up, lays it off the glass and in. Took a hard shot to the floor there, but was able to stay with the follow through, and it's 41-29.
He's 3 for 5 from the field, got 9 points. 3 for 3 at the free throw line.
Wesleyan is in the double bonus, so any foul immediately 2 shots. Got to be careful here for Georgetown. Now they break out of the press. Going down with it is Neverdon. He goes up. It's swatted away by Spikes. He spiked it to the ground, and now Georgetown goes on in the offense of attack. Lob up, knocked away, and there was going to be an oop there, an alley-oop that is, if it wasn't for the likes of Amari Young to swat it away.
More oop than alley because of that.
Yeah.
Though. But you got to say Georgetown has had some pretty plays here in the first half.
Not much more you can ask for if you're head coach Chris Briggs.
Georgetown does hold on to the ball.
Two-time national champion with Georgetown back in 2013 and 2019 when he was also the coach of the year. That one is another turnover there for Wesleyan, a little bit of a too far ahead of it. Didn't have the ball with him before trying to make the layup.
And Lewis made the nice takeaway, kind of ambushed him.
Still on the floor. Now Wesleyan gets it right back, going over to Jay Reed. Reed gonna drive, kick out. Intercepted. And then a dunk laid in by Spikes.
Well, Spikes spiked that one. 13 points now for him. Had a little elevation.
That one's taken away by Spikes. He'll look to see if he has an outlet option. He didn't, so he took it himself. He's got 15, and that leads all scorers in this game.
Up to 16-point advantage.
3 ball off the mark. Hurst can't get the tap in back over, so Georgetown takes it right away. Spikes gets it down to Lewis, and then taken away.
The cream has risen to the top in the last several minutes.
45-29 is our score here, under 80 seconds to go in this first half of play.
Wasn't that long ago that this was a one-point game.
It's a run that has been dominated by Georgetown here in the last couple of minutes, about a 4-minute time span where they've gotten the lead up to 45. He's knocked away. Wesleyan can keep it in. No, the foot goes on the line. It was Hardrick who was trying to keep it in. No, correction, that's actually going to be never done.
I just looked around. This is maybe the biggest crowd I have seen in the 2 days we've been here.
Yeah, every section. There's 3 available seating sections. The teams, of course, have the far side of the court, but on our side, the camera side, it's 3 rows deep of seating. That's probably 30 across. And then on the 2 ends of the floor, it's also about 4 rows, but those rows have been kind of moved around with the chairs of all the spectators. But that is a full area, whether it be spectators for this game or team scouting.
We got a lot of people standing.
Yeah. To the crew that's going between the 2 games. Women are playing on floor A right now. You can watch that on also here on SESN, as both of them are streaming across all of our different apps that are available. 30 seconds left to go in this first half of play. Georgetown with a 14-point lead, and they will let this clock wind down. 20 seconds left in the shot clock.
Many ways you can watch us.
Five seconds left. Spike's going to pull it from 3. It hits off the side, and Wesleyan picks it up. Can't get it away, and then take it away and slammed down by Dre Boyd. 3 seconds left. Need a quick shot from Young. Young pulls up. He got it off in time, and it hits off the back of the backboard, and that's how this quarter or first half is going to end. 47-31 is our score.
8 players scored for Georgetown in the first half. And Tennessee Wesleyan had an early lead in this and looked solid, but too much firepower by Georgetown College.
We'll step aside here for the half. It is 47-21 in favor of Georgetown, the number 2 team in the nation, taking on Tennessee Wesleyan. You're watching SESN here from Kingsport. We'll be right back after halftime.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
I got involved in officiating volleyball 8 years after I played Division I in college.
Saying yes to volleyball officiating will give you the privilege to be a part of one of the most exciting sports around.
I'm a speaker,
A builder.
I coach,
culinary arts, auditor, a firefighter.
For anyone contemplating becoming a volleyball official,
just go for it.
Take the plunge, open the door.
say yes to officiating. Learn more about how to get involved at sayyes2officiating.com.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine. Marking a path for the next generation.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
To help me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere. Catch the most thrilling moments from your favorite local teams, only on the Southeast Sports Network. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-winning goals, we bring you all the highlights that make the Southeast the heart of sports. Don't miss out. Tune in anytime, anywhere. and relive the action like never before. The action lives on our YouTube channel, but you can watch highlights many different ways by visiting our website. The Southeast Sports Network, where every play matters.
The story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
Welcome back here on SESN. This is the show presented by Visit Kingsport. They are doing a character award here right now as we enter the second half. 47-31 is our score in favor of Georgetown over Tennessee Wesleyan. That's Walt Ferber. I'm Matt Kibbe here on SESN. We're excited to have you along with us, and it has been a fun game so far. Just a 16-point lead for Georgetown, but they've done everything right offensively. Tennessee Wesleyan just hasn't had the answer quite yet.
I actually probably need to pull that down. Champions of Character Award. That's big in the NAIA, and that award was just given to Ty Hurst of Tennessee Wesleyan and to Jabarian Spikes of Georgetown. Both classy players, and both the players that we saw, at least on the floor, do their jobs very well.
Character award, essentially, for those unfamiliar, kind of translates to a sportsmanship award in a way, and it is one of the highest honors you can get in the NAIA.
And it goes not only to your ability, but to your academics, and also what you do in the community, that you are a giving person in the community. And they're big awards.
3-ball to start off the second half is going to be short from Charles Neverdon.
0 for the field, 0 for 4 from field goals, 0 for 2 3-point shooting.
Now, here's something that's rare that's going to happen is we are going to actually have one more game on this floor, but we have the Georgetown men right now. Georgetown women play after.
It's a doubleheader.
Yes, it is.
And the men play first. That does not happen often in a doubleheader.
That one's up. Hurst got pestered. After the turnover here, it's going to go back to Georgetown.
I like that. That is a good term. Georgetown on defense pesters the dickens out of you.
Yeah. It is tough to get around them.
Yes, you're not going to get anything handed to you on a platter.
There's another example of it right there with Bernie stepping out. Wesleyan is able to hang on to it, though. The Bulldogs looking to add some more here.
They have notched up the intensity, Georgetown has.
Kick back off the front of the rim. It's an unforgiving rim, but Wesleyan stays with it again. That one is off the front by Neverdon. He has been trying to find his hot streak, but he's run cold. 0 for his last 3. That one is an air ball from the corner with Amari Young.
Never let him get set.
There's a run play on, and rebound stays with Dre Boyd, and that's a good finish there. He was trying to get it to his big man, Andreas Burney, but he was there for the rebound.
He followed a shot. That's what you do. You get up there, that thing's off. You put that son of a gun back. Those garbage baskets add up.
Back up to a 20-point lead. Hurst trying to make it 18 off the mark and doesn't fall for Wesleyan. Another long stretch. That had some thunder behind that pass, and it goes out of bounds.
I was going to say it was like a well-oiled machine on Georgetown, but that goes up above spikes and out of bounds. But you see ankles of this, and there are times in this game when you look at Georgetown and you just kind of go, wow. They have the wow factor, and if you're playing them, they would have to have the intimidation factor.
That's going to be a foul, though, on Dre Boyd, his second of the game. And, well, you know, they're the number 2 team in the country, yes, but it makes you wonder, how good is that Arizona Christian team? That this 2 team, the number 2 team, is the number 2 team, because we're watching them play. They do not look like the number 2 team in the country.
No,
and that says a lot.
And you want to know how good the number 1 team is. Yeah, they got to be pretty daggone good. And Georgetown College is a heck of a good advertisement for NAIA basketball. I do some Division I basketball also in the NCAA, and there are some D1 teams Georgetown would beat.
Absolutely. I can think of 3 or 4 off the top of my head.
I'm not going to throw them under the bus, but no, I can too.
Wesleyan brings it up. This is Arizona Christian. They were number 4 in the last poll. Georgetown was number 5. Langston, Oklahoma fell from 1 all the way down to 11.
Ouch.
They are not here at the show. Jump ball called. Possession arrow gives it back to Georgetown.
But you look how well sculpted the Georgetown athletes are. There's been weight room, and there's been guys that have worked really, really hard to get in shape. And that strength and agility and speed, they kill.
That one's off the mark for Spikes. Rebound stays with Georgetown. Kick back out to him. He tries to go up, and that's going to be a foul. I thought maybe you'd see it be called all ball, but instead Hardrick is going to get called for the foul. That will be his first.
You better get it and rip it off if you have a chance to get a rebound, because they keep attacking you. They swarm you. Spikes 2 for 2 at the line, 1 for 4 3-point shooting, 5 of 9 from the field, 13 points, leading all scores.
Tennessee Wesleyan doesn't have a double-digit score. I want to hold on. I'm going to sidetrack here because I just noticed it.
They fixed it. They fixed it. Colin is a pretty smart dude. That's above my ability to do, but he got it changed over. And sometimes that stuff is coming from outside of his control. I've learned a little bit about how they do that stuff, and I never want to have to stat a game.
No, absolutely not.
But those guys are a lot smarter than I am.
I want to give some credit here while Wesleyan is trying to find a basket here. It's going to turn into a turnover on the far side. It looks like Jason Griefer is the Georgetown SID, and props to you, Mr. Jason, for going into the back end and updating so that the names are on the right side. We do so appreciate it here on SESN.
You saved me a headache, fellow. Thank you very, very much.
We are endeavored to SIDs around the NAIA and the country as a whole. They do a lot of work for very little reward, and without them, we aren't able to do our job up here in the booth. So thank you to all the SIDs involved in the show, and especially those at home that have been helping to promote their team if they weren't able to make the trip out here to Kingsport, Tennessee.
Well, very much. I went in a lot of websites in the last week, as I know you did too.
Very much.
And I killed a lot of trees. But the work that the SIDs did of all of these schools, all 30 of them, have made this job to do this many games in this short a period of time something that you could do.
It says a lot about these 30 schools and these programs when every site had quality information. There was nothing lacking from anybody.
And they put it in a form that dummies like me can actually understand it.
3 ball off the mark. Nothing seems to be falling here early going for Tennessee Wesleyan. 55-31 is the score. Georgetown continues to move the ball around. That one's knocked away by Ty Hurst and just goes out of bounds, so it will stay with Georgetown. Almost jumped the pass and had a breakaway.
I will tell you, I love the way Ty Hurst plays. He is a senior. He is smart. He's a floor general out there. And he battles. He does not have the best build of anybody out there, but I can't talk for that, that's for certain. But he battles, and he isn't intimidated by a soul out there.
Ball is volleyed, racked up, and then killed back in for a rebound, playing a little volleyball here.
Yeah, that dude Hurst got one with 3 black shirts in the neighborhood.
Kick back out to Hurst. Corner 3 is off the mark. Another long stretch out. Up into the paint and knocked down, loose rebound. Foul is going to be called, push here.
But this is one of those games. It would take a heck of a comeback by Tennessee Wesleyan, but I'm enjoying excellence.
Getting open looks.
There aren't that many times in life that you get a chance to sit and watch excellence on the hardwood. And Georgetown, you know, they talk about the eye test on the selection committee. Man, they passed the eye test.
3 ball just misses from Darian Lewis. Going up, off the front of the rim, knocked back out. Lewis tried to roll it in, and foul is going to be called here on Ty Runyon.
That fast break is impressive. When they get it in gear on that fast break.
You know, something I also would love to point out here is head coach Chris Briggs. You don't see this a whole lot in the coaching world anymore, but he goes full suit.
Yeah, I like that.
I do too.
When I started doing this stuff, and I got into doing it regularly in 1981 at Wits after doing it for 7 years before in New Albany and Bloomington, it was mandatory from my boss at Jasper on the air that we have a suit coat, a dress shirt, a tie, and dress pants, and dress shoes.
Right.
Earl Metzger, my old boss, would turn over in his grave if he would see the way we're dressing today.
Standards have certainly changed. I will be thankful for them. A little bit more comfortable.
It is. I've got a coach's top on tonight, and it's a lot more comfortable than being in a suit and tie.
It would be tough with a long day like today.
Yes.
They're going to give it up for Lewis. Lewis will go up, and that's knocked down and away by Ace Jaggers.
But, it stands out now.
It does. And not to say anything, I mean, Coach Randy Casey's on the other side. He's got khakis on and the coach's pullover, but that's the day and age that we're in now. You see it a lot, and you want to be comfortable as a coach. Whatever you wear is what you're used to wearing, right?
I don't know. Does it correlate? I mean, I'm sure it's not a big part of it. As the follow and the shot by Boyd, that he's got a suit on. And Georgetown is not only athletic, they play smart.
Yeah.
And, I've always thought you look for what you want to achieve. And Georgetown tonight is a Fortune 500 company. Yes, they are.
Lane violation, so we're going to get a reshot here.
Now, what impresses me, I mean, they've got 59 points, but their defense has clamped down. They have only allowed 31 Tennessee Wesleyan points to this time.
At 59, they scored, they're 10-0. Their last 5 went 68, 91, 83, 98, 74.
Yeah.
Here's a nice move to get around the defense by Runyon. Kick out for 3. This is Jaggers. Jaggers hits. That's a big shot and something that needed to happen for them to find some momentum.
Good ball movement. Gets him up to 34.
From Elizabethtown, Kentucky, hitting that corner 3. Drive by Spike. Foul is going to be called. It's a blocking call, and Jay Reed will see his 4th personal.
And, and these are little things, too. When you've got a Georgetown player down, one of his teammates goes over and makes sure he helps him up.
Right.
There's a lot of things that go into winning. And you put a lot of little things together, and they're not so little. Jabarian Spikes with 15 points. And has had a good night at the line. I have had the jinx on all weekend long. I didn't say he was 4 for 4.
Trying to get us to 60. He does so on the second. 14 minutes left to go in the game.
26-point advantage.
Ty Hurst with it. Picks it up, thought about taking the shot. Hangs on to it. Now Runyon. Miss. It's knocked back out. Picked up and then lofted in. And damn, it is laid down by Darian Lewis.
Jabarian Spikes with some sort of, I don't know exactly what he did, but he kind of flipped it over his back.
There's a 3 answered by Ace Jaggers. It's 62-37.
One suggestion I would make to anybody, if you got a chance to see somebody that is the best at what they do, always take that opportunity.
On the arc, going from the left wing to the right, spin move, goes up, misses, rebound will stay with Georgetown. Actually, it's going to be awarded to Tennessee Wesleyan. It was knocked off of a Tiger, and the Bulldogs will get it back.
Andres Burney had that go off of him. He has not had a Burney kind of night as he's setting at 8 points. It's about half of his average.
He hasn't needed to, though.
No, I think I pointed out in the pregame, they got 5 guys in double figures and 2 more scaring it awful bad.
See some fresh faces come in, including Franklin and Gavin Stevens as well.
Tomorrow we've got 3. At 11, it's Union Commonwealth versus IU East. 12:45, Freed Hardeman versus Reinhardt. And at 2:30, Georgetown and St. Francis go at it. That should be a good game.
Freed Hardeman got upset today, the national champion from last year, by Cumberland.
Yeah, Cumberland turned up the heat in that game. That was an impressive performance by Cumberland.
That's why this tournament is so important. It takes what you can speculate on paper and gives you an actual point on the graph.
But, you know, Freed Hardeman likes to play a quick pace. But Cumberland's, they played at a pace you seldom see.
And one shot. As it was Tate Dozier who went to the hoop and laid it in.
Puts it up to 27.
See some more fresh faces come in on the bench for both teams.
I think you're going to see a lot of fresh faces in the last 12-12.
Well, it's a good opportunity to get some of your youth in or some players that maybe don't see the floor a whole lot. So when they do have to step up late in the season in the games that really do matter, they are prepared for that moment. Shot misses, going back over. Ty Hurst will bring it coast to coast, goes up into the watering hole and takes a drink.
Yes, got in the lane in that semicircle there, elevated and hit a beautiful fadeaway shot.
Dozier sets it. Stevens with it, back to Dozier, now looking for Franklin on the far wing. Franklin trying to find an opening, kick out, open three, open look, just had a little bit of extra sauce on it. Now there's another drive and basket for Charles Neverdine, and can't ask for much from the Baltimore, Maryland native.
Hits his first shot after missing his first 6.
There's a 3-ball, and he swipes the floor on his way back. Jakaris Franklin.
How many times have we seen this after a made basket and another run out here?
Hooked pass and trying to get a little creative here on the board. It wants the assist on that, and the bucket is going to go to Lewis. Having a little bit of fun here, 69 points for Georgetown. Ty Hurst going to pull up from the elbow. That one's good.
They had really been putting a hand in his face, and Ty Hurst has got them via transition, and he's in double figures with 11 points.
The Northwestern Raiders walking out in front of us here. They play tomorrow. Actually, no, they don't. They're done. They played their second game here today.
They can be a busman's holiday now.
Yeah, they were just waiting to, I guess they were waiting for the bus to fill up on gas for the drive.
I tell you, it is nice. And I know you've driven to a number of events that you've done, but it sure was nice to get in that big van and say, wake me up when we get to Kingsport.
So you're telling me you didn't have to do the drive by yourself for 8 hours?
No. I will tell you, the Oakland City University folks have taken care of me massively.
Yeah.
And it is much appreciated. And that's the way that a lot of these schools are. I mean, it is a family situation. And that one is good, too. That's why you do what you do, and you really like to follow the team.
Trying to go for another lob. They're going to get a lob here eventually, will Georgetown. Certainly trying for it as Jones takes it away, gives it over to Hurst, and he lays it over, misses. Rebound goes to Georgetown. They're going to go long floor, and you can see Coach Briggs, he's going to probably end up calling a timeout here soon and telling his team, don't get out of your rhythm. Play our offense. Don't get crazy here.
Now, right now they're having fun.
Yeah.
They're up 25 points on the second to last game of the Saturday night tournament here. and they have turned it into kind of a little bit of playground ball. Sometimes that's all right. They have had some highlight reel shots here in the second half. But if you you're going to get into a grinded out game at some point in time, and that can't be. And thought it might have been a possibility for an offensive foul. We're going to be a block on Georgetown.
Stevens got the call for the block. Amari Young was the one who had it. This is where you see you have to allow the players in. That's the conversation here. If you line up in this set, you have to allow the opposing player in between if they want to be. Mm-hmm. That's what Mike Cash came over for.
Good interpretation of the rules.
There's an open shot.
You've educated me here tonight.
Well, you see a thing or two, you know a thing or two, right?
Yeah, this is true.
There's a 3 ball. Knocked away, and rebound goes to Wesleyan. 69-46 is our score. 9:15 left to go. Mari Young with it. The senior, Lawrenceburg, Tennessee native, gives it over to Ty Hurst. Just won the character award here for the NAIA.
You got to be good to win that award.
Yeah, very much so. I think you're going to start seeing Georgetown. It looked like Coach Briggs told his team, hey, you can slow it down here. If the lane's open like that,
you can do that.
You can do that.
And he
Johnny
did.
Bladen.
Out to 25, the lead.
You know, the only person I haven't gotten a name from is the PA announcer who's done a fabulous job over on the far side.
He's good.
He's having a lot of fun with it, and there's another drive. That's going to be a foul and one. Scotty Browning took the hard hit and put it in. He'll head to the line for one more shot.
A lot of clean shirts are going to finish this one out.
Wesleyan with it. Amari Young gets it over to Hurst. Hurst puts on a move, and then it's a lay-in here. Whistle from the officials.
And layup was by Jones.
There was a clock issue. So that was the reset here.
Georgetown scores here. The lead would crest to 30.
Hampton is trying to get that ball back.
He's scrapping.
It's a scrappy team.
Yes, it is. I love scrappers. Yes, I do.
This Tennessee Wesleyan team is not really given an inch on the other side defensively. It's just this Georgetown team finds really good shots and takes them. As that was Jones trying to get a quick pass off, but couldn't make much of it. And there's the lob that we were talking about earlier. Johnny Bladen from the St. Thomas Virgin Islands. That's his second dunk of the game.
And that puts it at a 30-point lead at 76-46.
There's the foul on the other side.
If you like basketball, I know that's not all of the game, and I believe in 2 points or 2 points, but sometimes to see true athleticism and outstanding plays, it's good.
We've certainly gotten that today.
And on the other side of it, I love lunch pail mentality, and Tennessee Wesleyan are scrappers, and these are two teams that I could see myself being a fan of both of them.
Yes.
And for entirely different reasons.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with you there. I think there's There's a lot to be proud of for both of these teams. They do a really good job. That one's good from the charity stripe and take it away there. Got to be smart here. Jones goes back up, and he's going to try and steal possession. Not able to. It's actually going to stay with Wesleyan down on the baseline.
You get lackadaisical, they're going to make you pay for it. And they end up getting a possession back.
Back out, reset here. Hurst from the mid-range has it knocked away. Georgetown gets it back. They stole a possession, but just couldn't capitalize on it.
Well, that's the kind of the story of what they do. They're battling. And they did get it under 30, 76-47.
Shot with 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Goes to Wesleyan. They'll come up. They got numbers. Dished off. Blocked in front, and then rebound. This one will fall for Hardwick. Down low, that was Gavin Stevens, who made a good effort on the first attempt, but Hardwick was right there to get the putback.
Hardwick's first points of the night. And you look on these guys' faces, and I think all 10 of these guys out there are having fun.
I would agree. There's a nice reverse. It doesn't fall for Browning, and Wesleyan will go the other way with it. 6 minutes left to go. Dished off for Hurst, and Hurst lays it in again.
Hurst is putting together a really good basketball game. 14 points for him, 5 of 13 from the field. He does everything by the book exactly the way it's supposed to be done.
Has that experience as a senior, one of the leaders on this team. Foul called on the other side. It looks like it was Amari Young who got the foul. It's his third.
Hurst coming out of the game, and his coach gives him a hug. I like that.
5.5 minutes and some change left. It was a 1-and-1, so second shot coming. Second one's good as well. 78-51's our score.
You know, technically all these Georgetown players are technically sound.
Very much so. Another one back, deep three here for Charles Neverdon, and that one just, again, slightly misses and then ricochets into the hands of a Georgetown Tiger. Tigers continue to pounce here all over the Bulldogs.
I like that. I like your alliteration there.
Fadeaway jumper hits the side of the basket and bounces out into a Bulldog hands. They play a little bit of fetch. That might have been a little bit of a stretch.
But you give me a late night chuckle, and I'm sure many people watching all over the world here tonight on SESN.
Is it the delusion, or are we trying to bring the entertainment value up? There's a nice shot from Browning.
I don't know. I think it's the 6th game we've done today. We may be a little slap happy.
One more left for us. It will be the women's variety.
I would say you ought to watch that just to see what happens.
We're going to have another sub come in. It looks like Braxton Ward is going to check in, the freshman that stands 6'9", from Owenton, Kentucky.
If you got a uniform on, it looks like you're pretty well going to get a little playing time tonight.
See some of the players on the bench on the far side, got the towel wrapped around. Likely day is done for them. Browning pulls up, hit off the backboard, but did have too much on it. Here goes Neverdon. Tries to lay it in, he does. That's the thing for this Tennessee Wesleyan offense is they really like to be coast to coast because that's where they feel they have the most space. When they have to run the offense, it allows that defense to get set, and then they got to try and find those openings. But if they can go on the run and get a coast to coast easy lay-in, that's going to be their offense when they get back into the AAC play.
And they've done that a lot tonight. They leak out well. You get a rebound, they catch you sleeping defensively and get a lot of transition buckets.
That one's just off the mark, 3 minutes left. There's another one banked in, and
Rasheem Hampton gets another bucket. 4 points on him for the night.
3 ball off, 57-80 is our score.
Down to 23.
3 ball here. Rolls over the top of the hoop. Tennessee Wesleyan tried to jump. Browning able to get around it. She takes the hook, and it's in.
Stopped, popped, and scored.
It was Owen Sheets' first basket of the game.
Just came into the ball game. That's his first shot.
3 ball good for Rashawn Hampton.
He's up to 8 points, third leading scorer for Tennessee Wesleyan, 4 of 8 from the field. It's hit everything except his 3-point shots tonight.
2:18 left to go. They took a full timeout, so we're going to take a full timeout here as well. We'll be right back on SESN.
Catch the most thrilling moments from your favorite local teams, only on the Southeast Sports Network. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-winning goals, we bring you all the highlights that make the Southeast the heart of sports. Don't miss out. Tune in anytime, anywhere, and relive the action like never before. The action lives on our YouTube channel, but you can watch highlights many different ways by visiting our website. The Southeast Sports Network, where every play matters.
Welcome back here on SESN. This is a copyrighted telecast here on SESN, the Southeastern Sports Network. You can watch this game on the app or platform that you're currently viewing it on, and there will be a replay available immediately following our presentation of Georgetown versus Tennessee Wesleyan. Thank you for watching this presentation of SESN. That's Walt Ferber. I'm Matt Kibbe. We got a game that has been dominated by the number 2 team in the land, the Georgetown Tigers. Tennessee Wesleyan just hasn't been able to find the basket, and that is currently the difference in this 22-point affair.
But man, they've been busting it. They've been playing hard. I really admire the effort that Tennessee Wesleyan has given. And it's hard when you know it's going to be hard. The hard things in life are what is hard to do. I mean, you know, if you get something easily, it doesn't have quite as much gloss on it as you really have to work for it.
Absolutely right. 1-1 here for Scotty Browning with 2 minutes. Georgetown is in the bonus. First one's good.
Browning 6 points. 2 of 8 from the field, 2 of 2 at the charity line. Could add another.
Long stretch up to Jaggers. Tries to put a quick floater in, but it doesn't fall. Here goes Ward. Braxton trying to get his first bucket, not able to. Minute 30 left to go. Kick out, 3 ball. Doesn't go. Nice stretch, here's Ward.
Whoa.
On the dish, and that one just falls off. It was hanging on a cliff, and the cliff won. The rebound, though, was Owen Shee who put it up.
Was a present for Owen Shee, who hits the intermediate jump shot.
Here's a 3 ball from Lovehorn, and his is off the mark.
These runouts that Georgetown does have been a pleasure to watch.
Browning is going to drive to the basket. There was a tip, so they won't call it an up and down. 3 ball is off, and rebound stays with Wesleyan. Under a minute to go in this 26-point affair. Pull up from the charity stripe. That one is good for Neverdon.
Neverdon has battled and has come up fairly good in the last several minutes.
18 seconds separate the shot clock and the game clock, so we'll need at least one more possession. Ward is going to go up. He just misses, and Hardwick will get it back. Now just a second separate the shot and game clock. This will probably be the last possession. Actually, it's going to be a long 3 off the mark. Rebound comes out to Hardwick. Wesleyan still has it. That one misses. Stayed with it. Shot clock is off. Shot from the elbow, no good, and that's been the epitome of Tennessee Wesleyan's day.
4 shots, though. And hit their first there.
5 seconds left. Another drive. No call. Good no call. Time will expire. 88-62 is the final score here on SESN. Georgetown takes this one handily over Tennessee Wesleyan, and they will have a date with St. Francis tomorrow.
3 double-figure scores for second-ranked Georgetown. Darian Lewis, 17 points, 16 for Jabrian Spikes, and 13 for Jaquias Franklin. Ty Hurst impressed the dickens out of me. Had 14 points on 5 of 13 from the field. I really like both these teams very much in this one. And next one is number 7, buddy.
That's it. That's one more, and it's going to be Georgetown taking on Reinhardt, but we're going to go from halves to quarters as the women take the floor. That's going to do it for us here on SESN. For Walt Ferber, I'm Matt Kibbe. We'll see you for one more here on a Saturday night.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shrine Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shrine Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in.